All right, welcome to Creating Freedom. I'm your host, Sean Gray, with my co-host, Shawn Winters. This is the Shawn and Shawn sensation. No, it's just a little joke that we have back from the college days, but we are here talking just some real shit once again, and we like to hop on and talk about things that are happening. We sit around and philosophize all the time, and what we want to do is really create more freedom in the world, more personal freedom, more social freedom, more financial freedom. And we see topics, we see trending events and things that are happening, and it's not so much the things that are happening, it's the way people react. And that's what our conversation is about today, is why people are reacting the way they are and to certain things, and the judgments people are passing. And in particular, what we were just talking about was Kanye West, which is trending right now. So first of all, Shawn, explain the situation. What's going on with Kanye right now?
So Kanye West, for everybody knows who he is, but what's going on with him is a lot of people are there's one side of the aisle that is saying that he is having a mental breakdown, and he's been labeled as bipolar and crazy in the past, all these different things because of what he's running for president in 2020, and he was doing a speech, and there's a lot of different excerpts taken, and nobody heard the whole actual speech. So you have one side of the group that is labeling him crazy. They want to say he's a manic. They want to say that he's suffering from mental health issues. And then the other side, which most of those people saw at least a good amount of the video, are saying, hey, he's actually saying some really smart things here. And so that's why we wanted to get on here, is just start talking about like how often it happens where somebody says something different or things are taken out of context, and us as a general consciousness or people just label them as crazy, or just they got mental health issues. They're not stable, right?
Yeah. I think some people just ride the waves of what's happening. Oh, they see it's trending, and the first thing they see might be on Instagram, and then they see people's comments. There's some people that they know commenting, and they immediately just attach to that ideology, that belief, or that perspective about the situation without even questioning, like, okay, well, what was the setting? Why was he talking about that? Why was he even there? Who was he talking to? What was the entire speech? What are the events that led up to him being there, right? Like, there's so much more, and people just blindly accept the first thing that they hear.
It's so funny because I just wrote this on my Instagram last night. It was we've been letting people think for us for way too long, and what I mean by that is that exactly, right? Like, we think we're thinking for ourselves, but it's truly, we just latch on to it's a lazy way of thinking, really. So we latch on to whatever's easiest, and we hold on to that. We don't question, we don't ask why, we don't even look at it with a critical mind. And then we're just really just saying whatever everybody else is saying.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think people are lazy in their thoughts and lazy in their research. People are just lazy. We live in this instant gratification world, I think, and it feels good to the ego, I guess, really, to like, oh yeah, I have an opinion on this. I know what this is about.
They don't, right? They don't have an original thought on it. They have somebody else's that's doing their thinking for them.
Exactly. And people don't even question. I posted on my Instagram today. Shout out Entrepreneur, go follow. But I posted on my Instagram today. I said, what was it I said?
That's something to do with, like, if you're having to defend your...
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was, if you get defensive about your beliefs, then maybe you should question why you believe them and how you've come to believe them.
Yeah.
Like, your belief shouldn't require anybody else to believe what you believe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I think one thing that I've done that's helped me kind of like escape that kind of thought process of just latching on and being a lazy thinker, let's say that. Or I actually prefer maybe a robotic thinker, right? A robot just takes what information is given to them and it's truth, right? And they just roll with that, right? Is I actually kind of think, I just flip it. I go, well, most of the people in the world are calling this person crazy. I'm going to go see what this person has to say. Or, hey, what does a majority of the population think?
Yeah.
start to look at the other side and say, I'm going to focus over here, because I just think it's a good way. I mean, what I found is typically over here is the right way to think. But what I think it is a great way to counteract that kind of laziness of thought, or that robotic kind of playbook we run when we hear things, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. I part of me feels bad for Kanye, because like the whole people just, he's bipolar, okay? But like, what is bipolar, right? We were talking about this earlier too. I mean, I feel like we're all fucking bipolar. Everybody's emotions go up and down. Everybody has good days and everybody has bad days. And didn't you look up the definition of what it is?
Yeah. So a couple of things. One being that, yeah, I mean, people were so quick to label any. I think a lot of great thinkers, and Shawn, you could mention a few. A lot of great thinkers, a lot of great leaders in the past were often early on called crazy, mentally insane, right?
Jesus, Socrates, all the philosophers. Pretty sure Plato was labeled a bum because he just would sit around the town and observe, right? He would observe, and that's really what I'm challenging personally people to do is observe your thoughts, observe both sides of the coin. I mean, we talked about the other day, there's not two sides to a coin, there's three sides. Stand on the edge and look at both sides. That's the only way that you're able to do that, and that takes self-awareness. And I think a lot of people, to your point earlier, are lazy and don't want to practice self-awareness because they have to put their ego in check in order to do that.
100%. And I pulled up the bipolar kind of like symptoms, and this is, I think it's the National Helpline, SAMHSA. And so what they're talking about is the mood, right? You have mood swings, sadness, then you have elevated moods, then you have anger, anxiety, apathy, apprehension, euphoria, general discontent.
So far, I'm pretty sure I've experienced everything of that. I don't know about you, but
behaviors, irritable, risk-taking behaviors, disorganized behavior, aggression, agitation, crying, excessive desire for sex, impulsivity, restlessness, self-harm.
Yeah, hold on. There's two that stuck out to me. One was his desire for sex. I'm pretty sure that's human nature. Like, who doesn't want that? And the other one was risk taker. Like, I'm pretty sure every person who's successful has taken a big risk.
Oh yeah. Oh, and here's a real good one. Cognitive symptoms: unwanted thoughts, delusion, lack of concentration, racing thoughts, slowness in activity, or false belief of superiority. I mean, come on, people. Like, this is like literally like, if you're not a robot, which we just discussed, which, Shawn and I are trying to help people free themselves from being a robot, essentially, you're going to experience those things. That's life.
Yeah. Hold on. What did you say? Unwanted thoughts? I'm pretty sure. I mean, think about it. Like, how many thoughts pop into your head and you're like, I wonder where that came from? Or like, how you don't always know where your thoughts, you can't really control what pops into your mind because so much is from your subconscious, right?
I saw it yesterday. There's something like medical researchers, and don't quote me on this, but it's something like 40,000 to 80,000 thoughts every day go through our mind.
Right. So, yeah. I guarantee you can't tell me at least 1,000 of them that you had.
Exactly. And that's the thing, right? And so I guess the point that you and I are trying to make here, Shawn, is like, let's take a step back and go, well, hold up. Like, we're now calling this person and saying that they have a mental health issue. We're labeling them as that. We're labeling them as bipolar. We're just doing this without even thinking, right? And so that's lazy thinking. That's robotic thinking. That's thinking you know something without actually doing your own critical thinking and research. We need to take a step back, do the research, and then decide what we want. And from all I've seen, I guess I'm that too, but like, that's life,
Yeah. So basically, pause, have some self-awareness. Don't be lazy with your thoughts. Question why you believe what you believe. Follow the path. Don't be quick to judge, even though we as humans are predisposed to judge. when you feel that judgment come up, pause and say, why am I judging this person? Why do I feel the need to label this person as that? Right? Because people are doing it to you too. And nobody likes it done to them. And imagine being Kanye right now and having the entire world thinking that about you. Yeah, that would be a little upsetting. Yeah, I probably would be a little bit emotional. Like, I don't know about you. So as my mom would always say, grace, grace, grace.
Yeah.
Everybody needs grace. So those are my closing thoughts. Shawn, anything else?
No, I think it's unrealistic for anybody to go through life and be a robot and just handle everything like a straight line. So I mean, there's gonna be ups, there's gonna be downs, and if you're not experiencing those ups and downs, you're not experiencing life, you know. And
100%.
it's an amazing, beautiful experience where we have to experience the downs to realize what the ups even are. So that's it for me.
100%. 100%. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. We'll be back for more Creating Freedom. And here's to Creating Freedom.